I want to read something to you all that I wrote, I don't know, a long time ago. It says, Dear psychologist, as a child, I was extremely emotionally abused for 9 years. I was told I was useless, ugly, no good, worthless, and worthy of nothing. And I told I would be a nobody and that no one would ever love something like me every day at school by my classmates. And I was spit on, and my hair was pulled, and I was laughed at all the time, every day after day after day, every hour, many times. I'm very shy, but I have a heart that only wants to help others. The children were always mean to me. I never had a friend to call my own for years. The girl who bullied me said to everyone who wanted to be my friend that they could join her club and be popular and be her friend if they never talked to me again, and all of them went, every time. In high school, I struggled in school, but I graduated and joined the military at 19 years of age. My mother was proud, but angry I left home. I would fall asleep standing up at boot camp, and I lost 40 pounds in 10 weeks. Everyone, including the instructors, would laugh at me and make fun of me daily. Even though I had no control over it, I didn't even know I fell asleep. A few years later, in 1992, I was sent to Alert, Northwest Territories for 6 months, and there I was raped, I think, by this man who thought I looked like his ex-wife. Well, I found out I was raped. He threatened me that before I left there, he would do sex things to me. I thought he was joking, but one night I was drunker than I should have been. I think he put something in my drink, 'cause I didn't see him at the bar, and after I went home really late, he joined me in my room shortly after and knew I was drunk and when to come in. All I remember is he took all my clothes off. He said he wanted to put my PJs on and undress me and tucked me into bed like a friend would do. Then he took his clothes off and laid next to me naked. That is all I remember until morning. He was gone shortly after, I think. He told everyone that I was a whore and that I had sex with him and everyone. I couldn't talk or move that night after I hit the bed. That I do remember. And I could not get him to get out of my room, and I could not yell for help at all. It was like I was numb everywhere. In those days, there was no locks on the doors there. Anyone could get into your room while you slept, and I knew I needed to lock my door but couldn't do anything about it. Then another man approached me in Alert and told me he would take me away after the 6 months and use me only for sex, and that he would give me a home and food, and that he was married, and that if I didn't listen to him, he was nice to me before that night. He wanted to sleep with me. He was at least 25 years older than me, I think. I ran from him. He said he would take away, he would ruin. He said if I didn't listen to him, he would ruin my career and destroy my name. Another man held me down in his room in Alert and kissed me everywhere and would not let go of me. He pinned me down. But I did get away from him. He wanted to date me, and when I said no, I just wanted to be his friend, he then got aggressive once. I was a different person after I left Alert. The innocence was gone and the trust was wiped away. Has never come back since. After 6 years in the military, I was escorted to the boss's office, put in a duty center for a year, and lied to about why I was there. And I was told that they had to release me because I was useless and they did not know what to do with me. So they had me do janitor duties and clean toilets and put up flags and take down flags and do menial duties and jobs. He would not give me a chance in another trade, and he was very verbally abusive to me. After that meeting, I went home and cried for weeks and then slept for at least 4 years straight, 16 to 18 hours at a time. I could not and did not want to wake up at all. I felt happy sleeping. My husband had to sit on me and bounce to get me up to eat or drink. Only Oprah got me up for an hour each day, and she was the only one who helped me out of my depression at that time. It took 4 years, which is why I value her so much. I even got physically ill when I had to tell my husband about the abuse and alert, because I thought he would leave me and hate me forever. My head felt like it was going to burst, and I had to leave and get help from a neighbor, and she helped me a lot. She took me for ice cream. Then, one day, Dr. Phil walked on the stage on Oprah's show, and I became a daughter to him in my eyes. I went under his wing and trusted everything he said. He helped me recover in so many ways, and after losing my baby, I started writing him every night to hope to get a chance to get on his show, just to meet him face to face, to thank him for what he did for me. But I never had any luck. All I want still is to meet him in person. I still write him every night. Because of them, I kept moving forward, and I started learning how to love myself again. They are my heroes. He told me I matter. Then I had children. They are my true motivators to get me up and moving every day. I do it for them, not for me. If I had it my way, all I'd want to do is sleep all day and night. I think that way I could not be hurt from anyone any more than no one could hurt me. So I lost my baby. I had a miscarriage and I had a D&C. It was very graphic. The nurse actually pulled the baby out of me while she was doing a random test. Well, she fell out of me during a checkup, and she put her in a saline urine jar in front of my eyes and filled it with saline and closed the lid. I thought I was crazy when I felt like she was drowning my baby in front of me. I did not like it when she filled her with water, even though I knew she was not alive. That was hard to see. And then she put my baby on the table and left the room for 10 minutes with me and my son and my dead baby in a jar. She said I could not keep her and bury her, but the hospital owned her now. So I cried inside, not in front of my 2-year-old son, and bled a lot after. I went into shock after I handed my son off to friends. My husband did not believe that I was losing my baby, so he left me with my son while he went to go write a stupid computer test. In surgery, when I woke up, there were people all around me putting needles into me everywhere. And then I woke up very uncomfortable, but I made it through. I needed a blood transfusion that day, and I spent the night in the hospital. Well, that was my choice. Well, carolers were singing Christmas songs on the floor by my room. I cried a lot that day. Then we had to live with in-laws. They hated me and treated me unkindly and were very strict. When I begged my husband to let me go with my son to another place, or for him to take us out of there, he said I could go, but without my son, and what I would have been tortured before doing that. So that is pretty much what I went through for the next 4 months. They were mean to me, especially my mother-in-law. My father-in-law wasn't mean to me. He just wasn't really that present at all into his own routines. I lost 3 best friends. They did not want to be my friends anymore after going through my trouble at the in-laws. I lost 2 cats after 12 years or so, one after the other, and another one a few years later. My mother decided that she did not want me in her life anymore, so she disowned me shortly after all of this happened. My father got cancer shortly after we left Estevan. We stayed there until my husband got back into the military. My mother is suffering from breathing problems, something that has to do with her lungs. My husband is not always supportive when I need him to be. I am obsessive compulsive when it comes to my children and very overprotective, because I have to be. I trust no one completely except my children. I'm always afraid. I am afraid of the dark. I don't like to be alone. I'm also afraid of shadows. I do wonder why it seems everyone is cruel to me all the time. It seems to never end, and I never seem to get any peace for a long period of time without something happening. I need closure to these things. And then I find out through a psychic recently that I'm an angel and that I'm here to suffer greatly so I can learn empathy, compassion, love, unconditional love, forgiveness, all of these difficult things so I can help the world to heal and help all the people in the world to heal. So, to you, Mr. Psychologist, wherever you are, whoever you are, if there even is actually a nice psychologist in this world, sure would be nice to meet you, because I met a lot of psychologists and I haven't met a nice one yet. They were all mean to me. They all treated me terrible. So, if you exist, Mr. Nice Psychologist, send me a picture of a smiley face emoji and tell me that one does exist. There is hope, people. There's always hope. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm still alive. I never give up the fight. I matter. You matter. We all matter. Love one another. This level 10 angel says to you, love one another. Love is all that matters.